Courage. What is courage? And what holds us back from taking courageous actions?
I'm not sure a day goes by where courage isn't required, whether that's as a parent and standing by the values and principles and what I know in my heart is right for my kids, or even as a coach, being okay to ask the hard question when it's the right question, and having the courage to overcome the fear or that negative loop that runs saying, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy of this, when the courage that comes from the heart says, guess what, this is what you've been made for.
It evokes images of heroism, something that people do once. But I think it's probably more useful to think about courage as a characteristic. It's that getting back up when you fall down. It's facing that fear. A lot of people will look at something as courageous that actually might not be courageous for someone. My wife and I have been married 37 years. And for 4 of those years, I spent most of my time overseas. And that was very difficult. And I had a lot of courage to have a heart-to-heart. I'd rather do 1,000 burpees, or at least I was more comfortable doing 1,000 burpees or doing Kokoro than having that kind of intimate conversation, one that I was vulnerable and one that I wasn't sure of the answer I would get. Courage is really facing those fears that we have in some of those mountains that we do our best to avoid. The beautiful thing about courage is it can be trained. It's failing forward, not being perfect, getting up, trying again, doing it a different way. It's asking for help from your swim buddy and your boat crew. That's what courage is.
I would have to define courage in my everyday, facing discomfort or adapting in a moment. And this can show up, with important conversations, a quick physical reaction, or taking on a task or that's foreign or undesirable. These are little things that decorate our lives, little acts of courage. And courage shows up every day and in every part of our life.
I don't believe courage can exist without fear. In fact, I like to say that those who are the most fearful have the opportunity to show the most courage. Having courage is the ability to do what's necessary or take action on something even though fear is being presented. And ways you can cultivate courage are just to do hard things every day. Doing things that scare you or frighten you that especially are good for you.
People often ask me what makes me different, and it's easy. Despite the fact that there's fear, I do it anyways. Despite the fact that there's uncertainty, I do it anyways. Despite the fact that sometimes it really sucks, I do it anyways. And I don't just do it. I do it with a smile because I know why I'm doing what I'm doing every step of the way. Waking up every single day and getting to work and knowing that it's not easy. There are always going to be challenges. And in knowing that, you still get to choose to be courageous and do and be whatever it takes to live the life you are called to live in service of something so much bigger than yourself.
I think courage is the key, quite literally. The common place I see this show up is in accepting the worthy challenge, or that challenge that calls to you, sometimes in a whisper, sometimes in the boom like thunder, where you can feel the pull to answer the call while knowing that it brings adversity along with transformation.
So I ask you now, what does courage mean to you?